I once heard the incomparable Emma Thompson say, and I am totally paraphrasing here, that she was neither a monarchist nor a Republican, but if the monarchy were to be abolished, she would miss the hats. I'm an American, so it doesn't really matter what I think of the monarchy, but for a long time I believed Emma Thompson perfectly encapsulated my own feelings about the institution. I love hats, and heartily wish it weren't only the royal family who wore them with any regularity. Anyway, Meghan Markle came along and joined the royal family for a hot minute, and when she left the family, my feelings became more complicated. It would fit more comfortably with my worldview if I were able to dismiss the whole of the royal family as a bunch of hat-wearing, gin-swilling toffs, but honestly that hasn't been possible since back in the day when Diana, Princess of Wales, single-handedly took the hand of an AIDS patient and changed the way the world understood how to respond to the people who were suffering from this devastating disease. Can you really get around it? That these royal people seem to, in large part, use their enormous global platform to do good? They reach out to AIDS patients, campaign to clear landmines, champion early childhood education and encourage young people, support victims of domestic violence and combat homelessness. They embrace environmentalism even before it becomes fashionable and they are mocked for it, and take the lead on finding solutions to climate change. The list of undertakings and causes I've outlined here is a thing I'll return to in future videos, but for now, let's stick to thinking about the life of a working royal, a life that, if I think about it at all, I know I wouldn't want. Sure, there are perks, castles and tons of designer clothes, and you get to wear hats, but, for example, if you're a woman, you also have to spend a lot of time in high heels, following rules, unveiling plaques, making small talk, and risking your life. I think being a working royal would be a huge bore most of the time, and even accounting for all those perks, you have to admire someone who puts up with the burden of boredom, all the small talk and the unveiling and the rules, in order to do the work and effectively use the royal platform to effect positive change. Meghan Markle didn't want to be a royal either. She didn't like the boredom or the rules. So she grabbed her husband's hand and off they went to live a glittering, rule-free life across the ocean. Fair enough. But when they went off, they gave up the platform. Let's be both fair and realistic here. She was an aging, mediocre actress on a Canadian cable show that was in its final season, and she was going to need to find her next job. He was a jolly, if dim and clearly emotionally damaged, middle-aged man-child who'd had the benefit of courtiers around him all his life to do things like create the Invictus Games to make him look good and keep him out of trouble. This is the state they were in when they found each other. But without the rules and the structure that Harry's life offered both of them, they have floundered, these wannabe humanitarians. Without the platform, they are just two more millennials who can't find their way around the world. Meghan is still looking for her next job. They did manage to complete one job, however, and that was to make those of us who hitherto really hadn't seen the point of the British royals to reevaluate our view. Harry and Meghan have fostered a new but real appreciation for the intellectual and emotional rigor that being a working royal requires, if a person can hack it. If a person can't hack it, fair enough. Some jobs are just too hard. But in the humble opinion of the authentic, you don't get to keep the perks or the platform if you're not willing to embrace the rigor. But, sure, go ahead and keep the hats.